Hey everyone, it's Silly Girl Blue back with another video, and today I want to talk about Blake Lively's racist past and how she actually uses black culture only when it is convenient for her. I want you all to watch this clip of Blake Lively fully admitting that she did blackfishing / blackface.
I'm a geek. See, he laughs at me.
Well, I have say one thing?
Excuse me, I have blonde hair.
When hot girls say they're geeks, it pisses me off because I truly am a geek and I hate to live with that. You guys are. Yes, rebuttal.
Excuse me. My best friend and I, when we were in 10th grade, we had like crazy crushes. We would drive around, like stalk these guys. We decided one night to go to the arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl. And so I could stalk them. My friend dressed up as like this goth girl, and we literally sat outside their houses.
That makes you sweet. No, that makes you sweet and charming.
That's the part of the movie Soul Man.
No.
So to start the video off, she says that she's such a geek, which is so pick me. If we remember from previous videos and interviews of hers, she said that she was class president and part of the show choir, which at the high school she attended probably made her one of the more popular girlies.
Victim of it before in high school. I was involved in a lot of activities, so a lot of people knew who I was. At one point, parents lied and said that my parents had paid the show choir director to put me in the choir because I can't sing or dance to save my life.
But you were lead in that choir,
I went in there, I was like, I'm supposed to be in this choir. Yeah, I was very like passionate, and you know, they put me in the choir. But I lost a lot of friends.
Luckily, Justin Long calls her out on this, but instead of her shutting the fuck up like she should have, she admits that she put on fake tan and a Scary Spice wig, which looks like this, basically a curly afro, so that while she was stalking her crush, they would think that she was a black girl, so like she'd be unrecognizable. Notice how she said her friend dressed up as a goth girl, which is a pretty normal disguise, I guess. But like Blake literally could have gotten any other color wig and wore clothes she doesn't normally wear, maybe like her mom's clothes, and have been completely unrecognizable. There is truly no reason she had to try and be a black girl, all the way to changing her skin color with self-tanner. At least Jonah Hill called out her craziness by saying that the story she told is the entire plot of Soul Man, which I had to look up, but Wikipedia says the plot of this movie is a young white man named Mark Watson is the pampered son of a rich family who's about to attend Harvard Law School, along with his best friend Gordon. Unfortunately, his father's neurotic psychiatrist talks him into focusing on his own happiness instead of spending money on his son, so he's not going to pay for his son to go to Harvard. And then Mark is denied a student loan, obviously because his dad is so rich that they're like, well, he could pay for you. And the only scholarship he sees is for African Americans, and he decides to cheat by using tanning pills in a larger dose than prescribed to appear as an African American. Watson then sets out for Harvard, naively believing that black people have no problems at all in American society. However, once immersed in a black student's life, Mark finds out prejudice and racism truly exist. And I'll also insert a little clip of the movie here.
Law school.
Yeah! Tuition and fees, $10,493.
Harvard Law School. This is a big day for all of us. That's why I've decided to let you pay your own way.
Estimated annual living expenses,
You ever applied for a loan before?
$7,500.
Mr. Watson, you don't pay your bills. Get out.
Total for 3 years of law school,
Wait a second, look at this. Full tuition for the most qualified applicant, most qualified black applicant.
$53,979.
Don't you think you're overreacting?
No.
Congratulations, Mr. Watson.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best.
Some people would do anything to get into Harvard.
It's gonna be great. These are the 80s, man. It's the Cosby decade.
For Mark Watson, all it took was a little soul.
I'd like you to meet my good friend, Kareem Abdul-Ali.
We got Washington here on the coin toss, so he'll take Leon.
That's Watson.
Right. Sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, there may be a problem here. His roommate was a
What?
black Negro.
A black Negro?
You know, there's something really strange about it, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, God, is she beautiful? You gotta believe me.
He must have done a great deal more than you bargained for.
Tell her white.
Don't tell her you're white.
What's going on?
Can we blame him for the color of his skin?
Mom, Dad, I'm black.
What? No, you're crazy.
Mark Watson. Come on now!
From the producer of Risky Business, Soul Man. He didn't give up. He got down.
Like, that's me. That movie sounds a little messed up, but it also sounds like it's a good way to show, like, you know, it's not just all hunky-dory trying to dress up as a black girl. Like, black women and men face horrible situations in society every day. So for you to just dress up like one, like, oh, it's so funny, like, you seriously have a problem in your brain. Then, to top everything off, she says that her dressing up as a black girl and stalking her crush is what makes her a geek. Like, no, babe, that just makes you a delulu teenage girl, which is a common thing that I think a lot of young girls have gone through, like driving around stalking your crush. Like, you're just blindly in lust. You're not a geek because you did that. You're just a girl. Another way she has used black culture to her advantage is when she got married at a literal plantation, which nobody can deny that the location isn't aesthetically beautiful, but that's only because it was built on the backs of slaves. I don't know if this is controversial to say, but black men and women are usually just smarter and superior workers, and that's probably why the buildings they were forced to build are still standing today and why these plantations are as beautiful as they are now. But I truly think that they should only be used by black Americans, and like black Americans should be the only ones that get to benefit from these plantations because they were the ones forced to do the labor. Not somebody like Blake Lively, who is completely tone deaf and disrespectful, who has never known an ounce of struggle in her life. I found a video talking about the backstory of the Boone's Plantation, which is the one that her and Ryan Reynolds got married at. And I wanted to share it because we can all learn something from it, and I think we can all use a history lesson.
Did Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively really get married on a plantation? I've done a little deep dive into this after seeing all the comments, and the answer is yes. In 2012, Blake and Ryan did indeed get married at a plantation in South Carolina, which features 9 slave cabins and an area called Slave Street. It was owned by the Boone family, who enslaved around 100 people, forced them to live in these cabins, and made them work on the plantation. It was then taken over by the Horlbeck family, who at the time purchased both the plantation and the enslaved people. The enslaved people were then forced to work for the Horlbeck's brick company, and it's recorded that each enslaved person was forced to make 1 brick every 3 minutes for 365 days a year. Boone Hall has 9 slave cabins in total, which have been preserved so that people can come along and be educated about the horrors that black Americans faced. Now, Ryan and Blake have since apologised and admitted their ignorance. Ryan said that they actually naively found the venue on Pinterest. He said that he and his wife Blake were deeply and unreservedly sorry. He added, "It's impossible to reconcile. What we saw at the time was a wedding venue on Pinterest. What we saw after was a place built upon devastating tragedy." The only positive thing that can come from this trending again is that it offers another opportunity for people to educate themselves.
Honestly, plantations should just completely stop being used for extravagant parties like these weddings, because it's not difficult to find somewhere else that doesn't have the disgusting history that plantations do. Plantations, in my opinion, should only be used to educate people on the absolutely inhumane treatment that slaves had to endure, to show the resilience of black Americans that have come out the other side of that and now strive for greatness. Like, America would not be half the country that it is if it was not for the black people who built it and who are now in positions of leadership and power, who have rightfully earned their spot to be there, not who had it handed down to them like Blake Lively. Blake Lively, in my opinion, is a selfish, racist, lying bully who has no problem only supporting things when they benefit her. She has not an ounce of integrity in her body. Please let me know what you all think about the fact that Blake Lively has literally done blackface and only uses black culture when there's something in it for her, and otherwise trashes it and acts like these people don't matter. All right, it was great talking to you all again. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!